News Channel 5 on your side presents Kaleidoscope, focusing on people who make a difference in Northeast Ohio communities.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast today. The Cleveland Browns celebrating USA Football Month. Director of Community Relations Jenner Tkaczyk is here to tell us about the celebration and explain how the Dog Pound can support local schools. Then Community Care Network CEO Jim McCafferty will tell us about his organization. And on the broadcast after that, Tiny Alliance and Wendy Volker of Hattie Larlam will explain how you can participate in the Over the Edge fundraising event in Akron. It's quite a story, too. Good morning, everybody. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we begin. Good to have you with us, Jenner Tkaczyk, Director of Community Relations for the Cleveland Browns. How are you?
Good. Good morning, Leon. Thanks for having us.
We're off and running with football season, so
it is.
We're looking forward to a good season for the Browns.
We're looking forward to it as well. It's going to be an exciting one, for sure.
Yeah. As you celebrate the Cleveland Browns, of course, you're also celebrating USA Football Month.
We are.
What is that?
Well, youth football is so important to the Cleveland Browns. It's why our players are on the field today. And throughout the whole NFL, teams are celebrating in their local markets what they're doing to support the youth football movement and, you know, just celebrating these young kids who have a passion to play the game just like our players do on the field. But for us, you know, really, youth football is something that's all year. You know, this summer it really amped up a little bit.
Right.
We introduced 6 new youth football camps to the city of Cleveland, offering it for free for young kids, boys and girls to play in. And then we also had, through our First and 10 movement, we had so many youth football coaches sign up to get their kids and athletes involved with giving back to the community by giving 10 hours of community service. Not to mention, at First Energy Stadium, we hosted tons of boys and girls again for our youth football camps where they got to meet our rookies.
You got as much stuff going as Mike Pettin, the coach of the Browns, has down on the field, and you're doing the community relations.
Exactly, exactly. We're just getting out there with the message, football's safe, it's fun, and we want to get people engaged. Yeah. And actually, recently, our last preseason home game, we had the opportunity to celebrate some of those Super Bowl champions that played flag football. You know, flag football starts as young as preschool, and it continues on. And then during halftime, we had some kids playing tackle football, you know, for the Dog Pound, you know, so they can cheer them on at First Energy Stadium.
So the Browns are keeping the young kids, getting the young kids into that pipeline of playing football. And you've got a helmets program, I know, that you're really proud of. We do. This is a new program. Earlier in the summer, we announced our partnership with United Healthcare, which is also in association with University Hospitals. And what it is, it's a program for a high school football team. If they're heads up football compliant, and they're registered about the safety of the game, they can win 5-star helmets for their high school. So our sweepstakes is underway. Weekly, we are going to be giving away a prize for anybody that visits clevelandbrowns.com, kind of nominates their school, gets the conversation going about the heads up football movement, and they can win a mini helmet. But really, the grand prize is this sweepstakes runs through January 3rd, and a high school team who is heads up compliant could have the chance to win 5-star helmets for their football team. So how do you get them involved? What must they do now to get involved?
What you must do is go to clevelandbrowns.com, go under the helmets program, just like it sounds, helmets. United Healthcare has a website set up, again, in association with University Hospitals, and right on there you can just type in your information, nominate your schools, have the conversation with your athletic director at your high school, see if they're heads up compliant, talk to your high school football coaches, and make sure everyone's talking about, you know, how they can make the game safer. And they can get more information by going to the website. So exactly.
clevelandbrowns.com/community, get more information, or you can Twitter at Browns Give Back. Get more information on everything we're talking about. You've got something with the Cleveland Browns High School Game of the Week.
Yes.
So the Browns, they got a high school game of the week. That's got to be big for the kids.
It is awesome. It's our most popular program. I think every year we have at least a million people that are voting weekly to talk about who they want the Cleveland Browns to cover for the high school game of the week, which is presented by PNC. But really, every week beginning, you know, August 28th is kickoff week for high school football. Fans can go online. We'll have a panel of judges who select 4 games that are up for vote, and the Browns will go on site for the game that wins, cover it, go to clevelandbrowns.com, see the highlights from the game. We give $2,000 to the winning coach of that game, and they can use those funds for their high school football program. So it's really fun.
I know you're really involved with the Cleveland Browns as the community relations director, but the entire NFL is really trying to do a whole lot with kids across the country.
Yes, the commitment to youth football across the country for boys and girls starting at a young age is just immense, and it's incredible. You know, it's USA Football Month throughout the month, August. We're all celebrating it. all celebrating the sport. But throughout the entire year, all the teams in the NFL and are doing something for the sport. But for the Cleveland Browns, we take it extra seriously because we want kids to love the game, and we love it. So let's just share in that joy.
Last time you were here, a couple of times you were here, a few months back, you talked about the First and 10 program.
Yes.
Yeah, that's still hot?
This is going great. Yes, we have so many people that are pledging to give 10 hours of community service. That's all it is. You know, it's a goal on the field, 1st and 10, but off the field, it means that you can make a difference in your community. So we asked the Dog Pound to pledge to give 10 hours of community service. When you make the pledge, you get your signature orange wristband. Use that hashtag #Give10 to win great prizes. And actually, I'm glad you brought it up because one of the incentives, if you share your story of how you're giving back in the community, you could have the chance to be our coin toss captain for a Browns home game.
You and I were together on Wade Oval Wednesday, which is the big music celebration in University Circle, where you talked to about 5,000 people that day.
Exactly.
About the First and 10 program of giving some hours in your community, wherever you want to give it, to something that's worthwhile.
Whatever you choose to do, exactly. You know, if you're going to go help out a neighbor, you know, that might need some help. Maybe they just came from the hospital and they have to get out and they need help grocery shopping, and you're helping them. That's doing something to help your community. It's a positive message. But again, it's the youth football coaches who are volunteering their time to teach kids the game. So there's so many people that just volunteers, whether you're at school's PTA, you know, if you're a teacher and you have your class gathering toothbrushes for the homeless. There's so much that so many people are doing. We want to talk about it. I saw Hattie Larlam's here. They're giving back to the community. They're rallying people to, you know, give back and help their cause. Well, use hashtag #Give10, share the message, pledge to give 10 hours of community service, and for that, Northeast Ohio and the entire world will be better.
Doesn't get any better than that. Jenna Takancic, Director of Community Relations for the Cleveland Browns. Always good to have you on the broadcast.
It's great to see you all the time. We love Channel 5.
We see each other all the time. One way or the other, we're on some program together.
Yes.
And we always say, here we go, Brownies. Here we go. In more ways than one.
There you go.
Okay, thank you, Jenna.
Thank you.
I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back. This is Kaleidoscope. We continue our discussions about important things in the community. Coming up, the mission of the Cleveland Christian Home after this. You are in touch with Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. I'm glad to have you with me today, as always. Jim McCafferty is the CEO of Cleveland Christian Home, and he's here to share information about that organization and about a homecoming event at the Cleveland Christian Home residential treatment facility, which is taking place in early October. How are you, Jim?
Leon, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
One of the great public servants in Northeast Ohio for many, many years.
Appreciate that.
Always good to have you on the broadcast. Tell us, what is the Cleveland Christian Home?
Cleveland Christian Home has two major components. We do residential treatment for boys at our home on West 114th and Lorraine. It's a residential facility where the boys come and stay with us. All the way from locked units where they're a danger to themselves or others, down to boys that are in shelter care that stay with us a very short period of time while the court makes a disposition on their case. We have Hope Center, which is for boys who've been sexually abused, open residential. These kids go to school on campus. We have a Cleveland Municipal School District building right on the back of our grounds. Special teachers, specially trained to deal with them. We also have a community-based component where we have master's level therapists that go out into the community, into family homes, into schools, offices, churches, and they do treatment work with kids and their families while the kids are still intact.
How long has the Cleveland Christian Home been in existence?
Since 1900.
So, I mean, it's been out there, doing the work for 100 and some years.
Correct. Cleveland Christian Home, which is like the other 4 or 5 residential treatment centers in Cuyahoga County, started as an orphanage. We are affiliated with the Disciples of Christ Church, and it was started because a pastor in the church in 1900 saw kids living on the streets, opened his home, started taking them in, and it grew into an orphanage, and then when orphanages ended, it grew into a residential treatment center for boys.
Because of that name, the Cleveland Christian Home, there is a strong Christian foundation which is applied, which is used when you work with
but it's not pushed. You know, boys have a right to their own religious beliefs. We have Muslim boys, we have Jewish boys, but we are affiliated with the Disciples of Christ Church, and Christian values are stressed.
You got a big event coming up, I know, that you want to talk about.
Yes, October 3rd we have an event called Homecoming, and it started off homecoming because we were an orphanage, and the individuals who lived at the home when it was an orphanage would come back once a year to the home, and they'd have a homecoming event, just like all of our families have family reunions. This was a family reunion for them. As the years go by and we've morphed into residential treatment, it's now an event for the community. We invite those who make referrals to us. We invite the local churches and the community to come, elected officials, and the general public. General public's invited. Come in, learn about what we do, get a tour of the home. We have a brunch. We honor some of our sponsors and our volunteers every year at the homecoming. This year it's National Automotive Experts, President's Kelly Price, and the Good Samaritan Christian Church in Macedonia. Individuals who go out of their way to support us and especially support our kids.
So this is going to be Saturday, October the 3rd, at the home itself?
At the home itself, beginning at 10 o'clock in the morning.
And that's at 11401 Lorraine Avenue on the Cleveland West Side.
Right.
Brunch and award ceremony, and, starting at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
And then 1 o'clock is a tour of the facility if people really want to see the unit, see where the boys live.
You've got a tie to the Cleveland School District, too, don't you?
Yes, right on the back. We have a school that we own, but it's staffed by 4 Cleveland Municipal School District teachers who are specially trained to work with the population that we have in the home.
Jim, you know you're making a difference in the lives
of
these youngsters who come in.
We believe we are.
I mean, you are the difference between good times and bad times.
Correct. You know, and we're really here for Cuyahoga County. We have some boys from Summit County. We have a young man from Lucas. We have a young man from Lake County. But the preponderance of the boys in the home come from Cuyahoga County. They come from juvenile court or children's services. And I would say if you and I walk down one of our units right now, we'd be hard-pressed to tell who's a children's services boy, who's a juvenile court boy. They have the same underlying issues that cause the behaviors. And what I like about Cleveland Christian Home is being in Cleveland proper, it's easy for a parent to visit. A mom who doesn't have a car can take 2 buses, come right down Lorraine Avenue, and be at the home and see her son on a regular basis.
I want to put a phone number on the screen where you can get more information, and people can send a check as well.
Yes.
That's always available.
At
we accept cash. 11401 Lorraine Avenue, Cleveland is the address, but the phone number is 216-416-4277, or you can email more information to dwaldman@ccnworks.org. I think we've got that email on the screen as well. You came out of, when I first started talking to you years ago, you were with Cleveland, with the Cuyahoga County Children's and Family Services.
Family Services.
So you've been working in this vein for your adult life.
Yes, for most of my adult life. I took a 2.5-year hiatus to be the county administrator. My timing was wonderful. It was 2 weeks before the FBI came in. But other than that, I've worked in human services my whole career.
What keeps you going with this? There's a spark in your eye that I see. This is your passion.
Absolutely. You know, we owe our kids a life. And there's the African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child, and I really believe that. I think we owe our children more than we give them. We owe our families more than we give them. And I think we have to rebuild our neighborhoods, but we have to work individually with kids and families to help them heal. And the work that agencies like Cleveland Christian Home do is so important to what the government does, what Children's Services or Juvenile Court does.
Once again, it's Saturday, October the 3rd at the Cleveland Children's Home Residential Treatment Facility, 11401 Lorraine Avenue, and people can get tickets to go and help with the fundraiser by making a phone call to 416-4277.
The only cost is, I think it's $15 for the brunch. There'll be some food, but other than that, it's free. Come in and see what we do.
But we're helping the kids.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jim McCafferty, CEO of the Cleveland Christian Home. Good to have you on the broadcast.
Thanks, Leah.
Okay.
Good to be here.
I'll take a break. I'll be right back. We'll talk about Hattie Larlam after this. You're in touch with Kaleidoscope. We're going to talk about Hattie Larlam. It hosts its annual Over the Edge event in downtown Akron on August the 29th. Corporate Relations and Major Gifts Officer Tani Alliance is here, and so is the events manager, Wendy Volker. They'll tell us more about this Over the Edge event and how you can support Hattie Larlam. Good to have you with us again.
Well, thank you, Leo.
We can begin with you, Tani. Refresh our memories on the mission of Hattie Larlam, what it does.
Hattie Larlam is an organization that serves people with developmental disabilities, and we touch the lives of over 1,500 people within 22 counties in northeastern Ohio.
And as memory serves me correct, Hattie Larlam was a nurse for which this organization is named from years back.
That's correct, Leon. She was a pediatric nurse in Robinson Memorial Hospital, and one of her neighbors had a profoundly disabled child and brought it to Hattie. The rest is history.
Yeah. Well, good to have you on the broadcast. You've been with us before. You've got a big fundraiser coming up, Wendy Volker, which is unique.
It is absolutely unique.
And they've got their Over the Edge shirts on. You might notice it. Tell us about Over the Edge.
Well, Over the Edge, as you said, is a unique and thrilling fundraiser that we're excited to put on for the second year, and we are offering thrill seekers the opportunity to rappel 22 stories down one of the tallest buildings in downtown Akron. And what they'll do in exchange for that, they have offered to, they're going to be fundraising on our behalf to benefit the people with developmental disabilities.
We got some footage of rappelling going on right there. That's what it's about.
That is what it's about.
And the average person can come in and rappel over the edge, and there'll be music playing and people down below cheering you on.
Absolutely.
This is a fundraiser.
It sure is. It sure is. And the funds that we raise benefit people with developmental disabilities.
Yeah. This worked well last year. You and I got together last year. So you've brought it back again.
Yes.
You've done this now.
I have.
What did you think of it?
It was an amazing experience, and it was, the people that we serve, Leon, are challenged on a daily basis. And just to be able to have that opportunity to stand on the top of a 22-story building and go over the edge to help our people, and just to be challenged for that moment really makes you feel good. You're doing something for people that are so challenged.
Wendy, what can people do to get in line for this now? Because I know there's a long line of people who want to go over the edge.
But there is still time. There's still room for anyone who wants to join us. So the easiest way to do it is go to our website, which is overtheedge.hattielarlam.org. You can register as a rappeller, or you can start a team, you can join a team, and we will help you through every step of the way to raise the funds to earn your spot to go over the edge, and there is absolutely still time.
And this is a fundraiser to do the work that Tanya has been talking about, what Hattie Larlam does, and of course this is a safe thing.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is absolutely safe.
Absolutely safe. Over the Edge USA has been doing these events all over the country for more than 10 years. They have a perfect safety record. They bring professional trained staff, and there is no rappelling experience necessary. They will guide you every step of the way, from the bottom, first floor, all the way to the top and all the way back down again.
All you got to do is just take that first step.
That's right.
Gravity will take care of the rest of it. And you can kind of go down slowly down the side, or you can go down a little quicker if you want it.
You control your own descent, and you're in control the entire time, and you just have the opportunity to go slowly if you like and take in the view.
And this is something that our military does when they have to do it. They jump very quickly, but we can take it at a little slower rate.
That's right.
Slow pace.
Saturday, August the 29th.
Yes.
Downtown Akron. Where about in downtown Akron are we going to do this?
It's at 1 Cascade Plaza, which is right in the heart of downtown. It's the large gray building that is right there.
You'll see the ropes hanging off the side of the people coming down. What time do we start?
We start at 9 o'clock.
And we run for the day? Run
till 5.
To 5 p.m. on Saturday, August the 29th, downtown Akron at 1 Cascade Plaza. What about being a VIP rappeller? What's that take?
Well, is that what you like to do, Leon? Because we can make that happen.
That's one of my questions. I may well do this now. I'm going to see if I can fit this in my schedule. I might drop in on you.
That's right. We're doing our media and VIP day the day before on Friday the 28th from 3 to 6. We're going to be doing some, just to showcase some of the celebrities and VIPs who are joining us for the day. Channel 5's own Homa Bash is going to be joining us.
Homa is going to do that.
Yes,
and if I can fit this in my schedule, I really want to. I'm looking at some vacation time right in that time.
Okay.
And maybe able to do it.
We would love you. I challenge you.
Well,
I will do it with you.
She's laid the challenge on the table.
I'll go down on the other rope with you.
Now, this is all to benefit what you're all about at Hattie Larlam.
Yes.
This makes a difference?
It does make a difference.
Tell me about how it makes a difference in the lives of the people who use the Hattie Larlam services. And I've got about 15 seconds remaining.
Okay. It makes a difference because it gives our people opportunities to better their lives. It provides different services. It provides work opportunities, it provides guidance.
And that's what it's all about.
Exactly.
I'm going to put a phone number on the screen, 330-274-2272. More information on everything we're talking about, or go to overtheedge.hattielarlam.org. Thank you, ladies, for being on the broadcast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Going over the edge.
You are, you are.
I'll be back in just a moment. Here now is Marsha Mockaby, the Urban League, president of the Urban League, always with something important to say.
Thank you, Leon, and thank you always to TV5 for the opportunity to have something important to say. So today I thought we'd take the opportunity to support the Cleveland Metropolitan School District's campaign on attendance. They are really treating this like almost like a political campaign to really encourage the community to support our children to get to school every day. It is so important.
Yeah, you can't get good grades if you don't show up every day.
That's exactly right.
And the goal is to get an education. You got to show up every day.
That's exactly right. And I would encourage our listening audience, our parents and grandparents, to do something. You know, instead of thinking about the fact that children begin to have a problem when they miss more than 10 days, I would like to encourage us to think about the fact that we really want to shoot for having our students miss no more than 3 days a year. Why is that important? Because once they start a job, that's about the number of days you're looking at on a job of unexcused absence before there are challenges in the workplace. So it doesn't make sense to set up a standard while children are in school that they absolutely will not be able to continue once they go into the work world.
And once they come home from school, to bring that homework and do that homework.
That's exactly
because all this sets the stage for the rest of your life.
That's exactly
You and I have talked about this.
Absolutely. And we've told our children that when they're in school, school is your job. School is your job.
So in our final 15 seconds, you're telling everybody, just go to school.
Exactly.
Stay in school, no matter what Cleveland School District, whatever school district. Go to school, stay in school, and get the diploma.
And there'll be times you'll have to go when you don't feel well. There are times when you'll have to go when other things are going on. But, you know, all of us that are professionals, that's what we do every day.
It's just like going to work when you don't feel well.
That's exactly right.
Today I feel very well. I'm glad
do
you
too.
do too.
I do too.
Hope you feel well as well. Take care.
This has been a presentation of News Channel 5's Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland.